Hello everybody, Ed0626 here, bringing you some Call of Duty World War II gameplay today, and happy Labor Day, because that's exactly when I'll be uploading this, so I just want to quickly say that and get that out of the way. Anyway, I got two gameplays, one on the failed abortion of COD World War II's map rotation, one of them anyway, Aachen, and then I got one on Gibraltar, so I hope you guys enjoy that. Anyway, so, you guys know exactly what this video is probably going to be about. I've been doing it since the days of me recording on a frickin' camera phone. So, I hope you guys will enjoy it. I'm going to be talking about a couple random things. So, first off, it's pretty much exactly what it is. Rest in peace, summer 2018. To be honest, ladies and gentlemen, this is practically my last real summer vacation because I am going into my senior year of college. I know, shocker, it's where'd the time go, I guess you could say. But I think it's gonna be pretty exciting. I got a lot of big things planned. I'll talk about that in a second. But then, but at the same time, like my last real summer didn't really feel like summer at all. To be honest, I'm not gonna lie, it really didn't feel like summer at all because all I did was go back to college. I pretty much spent my entire summer at my college because I still work at the radio station 107.7 The Bronx. You know, doing producer-esque tasks, and I'm part of the executive staff. Excuse me. By the way, this is where I was going on a really awesome streak, so I hope you guys enjoy this. But yeah, and I was busy. I'm the webmaster, so what I do is I make web pages and do a bunch of other stuff on the website. And it was a little hectic at times. It was a little frustrating, but I was able to pull through it. I'm still producing my Your Pet Matters show, that one of the sponsored shows we have, and that was pretty much it. I really didn't have much of a summer. I pretty much spent 3 out of the a bunch of days there. I spent I think out of the 5 days out of the week, you know, regular work week. I spent 3 of them, and I kept Friday. I kept mostly my Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Mondays to myself. Although sometimes I would still have to go in, as I epically turn on that stupid motherfucker there. So yeah, that was pretty much it. I basically spent my entire summer doing work and really not getting paid unless I was doing events. So basically, I was working for free. If you think about it, because you know, I don't think we could provide the I don't think we can really provide the money to do that kind of work or paying people for work like that. Because if that's the case, my boss John owes a lot of people money. But that's just a joke. I understand why it can't happen the way it happens, but that's another story for another time. Anyway, I have other important big news. I officially can say that I have a internship at a very prominent radio station here in New Jersey. If you guys remember, I spent some time back in January at 93.3 WMMR, which was a really awesome experience, and I was considering going back, but I also applied for an internship at another radio station some of you may know if you live in New Jersey, called New Jersey 101.5. So I will be spending my entire fall semester working with New Jersey 101.5. I think doing promotions related work. So yeah, it's going to be a hell of a time. It was a really great opportunity. I actually did an interview for them. I actually had to interview for the position, or for the internship, which was a little confusing considering it wasn't really a job. But you know, I really didn't ask any questions. I was just like, you know what, if that's something I gotta do, it's something I gotta do. So I dressed up really nice back in early spring, and I went in there. I spoke to a guy who was a former Rider alum and former worker at the Bronx, so I kind of think that helped me out a little bit. But and I guess the guy, his name is Bob. I won't give his last name, but I guess Bob. He basically I guess saw potential in me and saw I was a hard worker. At least I hope he did, and I got the opportunity to be an intern at 101.5, which is really awesome. So that's going to be taking up a lot of my time, considering the fact that I have 2 free days open this week because I can't really apply for many classes because a lot of them that I needed to take weren't offered. So that was that. So basically, after that, I was doing work, doing a lot of work and stuff, and then it wasn't until recently I actually started to really feel like I was on summer vacation, and basically that came about because I think it was like last what was it, a week, a little over a week ago at the time of me recording this. And you know, I was basically, we went to the beach, me and my family. We went to Stone Harbor, New Jersey. Which, by the way, if you live in New Jersey and you obviously like to go to the shore, I highly suggest going to Stone Harbor. They have a really great beach town, really great, you know, shore, everything. I really enjoy being there. But yeah, so it was really fun. And then I think the day or two before that, a buddy of mine asked me, my buddy Bobby at the station, he asked me if I wanted to go to a concert with him and a few other guys from the station and one of his friends. And of course I said yes. I didn't know where it was or whatever, but he did tell me that there were going to be a couple of bands that were performing that I knew. One of them was Five Finger Death Punch, the other one was Breaking Benjamin. And I think he also told me Nothing More was going to be there, which I'll get to that in a few seconds. But so yeah, so we went to the concert. It was about an hour or so drive, not too long, and we got our seats at the PNC Arts Arena or Arts Center or whatever it was. I really can't call it an arena. It was open. It had an open feel to it, obviously, because it was outside, but. First band was actually Bad Wolves, the opener, I guess you can call them, was Bad Wolves. They had a 30-minute set, and if you guys don't know who Bad Wolves are, they're basically the guys that have that hit cover of Zombie out on the radio right now, if you were into rock or whatever, so they played that as their last song. I was really happy with that. Then Nothing More came on. I'm not a huge fan of Nothing More, although that was before I saw this concert. Because the guy, the frontman, I don't know his name, the frontman of Nothing More is a complete maniac. And I mean, like, he is a fucking showman. The guy was, like, jerking himself all over, not literally, let's be real here, but he wasn't literally, but he was, like, jerking his arms all over the place. He was, like, had a really good voice, really good live voice. Really great show. They played Go to War, which is probably my favorite song out of anything they've done since they became popular. But yeah, it kind of, I would say they kind of sold me on their, like, overall music, because once I heard the music live, I was like, yeah, you know what, it's not too bad. It's not as bad as I thought it would be. You know, I don't think they're as bad as I thought they were in the beginning. But, you know, I think I just need to listen to their stuff a little bit. And then there was also, then after that was the co-main event. Five Finger Death Punch, which in my opinion they had the best set out of everybody. They had pretty much every song they played I knew. They played Gone Away, they played Remember Everything, which is like the first song I ever heard from them that I liked. They also played this song called Burn Motherfucker Burn. I think that was the name of it, or it was Burn Motherfucker, I don't know, it was one of those. But basically, the lyrics of the song are like, burn, motherfucker, burn. So then, when Ivan Moody, which unfortunately he's leaving the band, so this is like the last time I'll ever see this guy actually perform live. The first and last time I'll ever see anyone perform live. He got the crowd all hyped up. He's like, I want to hear you sing. So then the entire arena of a few thousand people, not 10,000, but there were about, I'd say, somewhere between 5,000 to 7,000 people that were at this concert, and all of a sudden the entire place erupts with burn motherfucker, burn, and I was just like, wow, I am so stoked right now. So that was awesome. They were definitely my favorite act of the night. Then Breaking Benjamin came on, and they were really good. I'm not the biggest Breaking Benjamin fan, but they do put on a fantastic show. Of course I like a decent amount of their songs and their hits or whatever, but they play they do have a hell of a show. They do perform a hell of a show, I should say. So yeah, that was basically my first ever concert. Literally my first ever concert. So quick shout out to my buddy Bobby for inviting me. I had a lot of fun. It was by far one of the best nights of my life. I even had my first Jello shot, which was okay. But yeah. So another thing, going off music, another thing I was doing a lot this summer was music related stuff, and checking out new music or whatever. I gotta say, a lot of it, a good portion of it, I was kind of disappointed with. Of course, we also lost guys like Vinnie Paul and all that shit in the metal rock genre. Who else? Well, I mean, people like Aretha Franklin died, which is pretty huge if you're into soul. But aside from that, like, of course, in terms of bands I know, which the main bands I was looking, as I get absolutely robbed there, the main bands I was looking forward to releasing new albums this year were Bon Jovi, Godsmack, Daughtry, and Alice in Chains. This House Is Not For Sale by Bon Jovi was a pretty decent album. You know, I wouldn't say it's my favorite of the ones I have. That goes to Have a Nice Day, for the record. But they had a good. It was a good album. Godsmack's When Legends Rise. I want to say people dislike it. To me, it just sounds a little too mainstream for them. I kind of think, like, I'm kind of looking, when it comes to Godsmack, I'm looking for like a heavy type of sound, like like a Faceless, or Awake, the Awake album and Faceless album. Like, those are really awesome albums that they put out, and that's the sound I was kind of hoping they would have, but obviously they didn't. It still had a lot of heavy songs, but it just sounded a little bit mainstream. Of course, a lot of people in YouTube and music land on YouTube, they crapped on it, but I enjoy it for what it was. You know, I'm not gonna say it was terrible. I like Godsmack. I think I enjoyed it for what it was, and I thought it was a pretty decent album when you listen to the songs a couple times. But one band that I think the biggest disappointment when it came to summer releases, as I get a nice lag kill, was Daughtry's Cage to Rattle. God, Daughtry has not been great since Break the Spell, and that was like 2011. I wouldn't. And what was the release they had after that? Baptized wasn't terrible, but you know, it was a little too soft sounding for me. I still like the album, but then and then what was the other one? Then Cage to Rattle was just too soft, and it's just too poppy sounding for me. There were some decent songs, but this is like the first ever Daughtry album I can say that a lot of the songs I don't like, or I like enough to like put on my iPod, but it's still like meh, you know. So that was a bit of a depressing. That was like the biggest upset. Of course, the last album, Alice in Chains, is Rainier Fog. My only problem with Rainier Fog is it sounds a little bit too similar to The Devil Put Dinosaurs Here, which was released back in 2013. By the way, fantastic album. Yeah, but Rainier Fog, I've listened to it a couple times now, over and over. It's a fantastic album. I really enjoyed it. I think the One You Know is like one of the best songs they put out in quite some time. Never Fade is actually really good too. I think that's probably my second favorite album. The rest of it has like that really surreal type of grunge rock. I call it surreal grunge. I don't know if there's an actual technical term for it, but it was good. I really enjoyed that album. All in all, I'd say the top two of the ones I named were Rainier Fog first and When Legends Rise by Godsmack. Those are like my top summer-related albums. Anyway, that's it, ladies and gentlemen. I am now going to partake in what it will be probably be the hardest year of my life, senior year of college. And with that, I say rest in peace to my last ever summer vacation, because once this year's over, I'm going to be working. So rest in peace to the summer of 2018. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think down in the comments section, and I hope you all have a fantastic year.